Have you ever stopped to think about how much meaning can be packed into just a single sentence? Well, today, we're going to see how one verse, just one ancient line of text, can completely unfold into a universe of character, action, and philosophy. So yeah, let's dive right in and start unpacking this.
All right, so here it is. This is our source for this entire explainer, a single verse from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 15. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That looks pretty intimidating. But trust me, stick with me here, because what's hidden inside these words is absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, that is the big question, isn't it? We're going to break it all down piece by piece so it's perfectly clear. So let's just start with the plain English translation of what's happening.
Okay, so on the surface, it's pretty straightforward. We're on a battlefield right on the edge of a massive war. And you have these heroes, Hrishikesh, Arjun, and Bhim, sounding their conch shells. But here's the thing, this verse is all about the details, and the real magic, the real genius of it, is hidden inside the specific names that are used.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with the scene itself, then we'll meet the heroes and their very specifically named instruments. After that, and this is the fun part, we're going to decode the Sanskrit titles. Then we'll zoom in on the most important one, and finally, we'll wrap it all up.
First things first, let's set the scene. You have to understand, this isn't just a warm-up. The blowing of these conches, it's a powerful declaration. It's happening on a huge battlefield, and it's basically the point of no return. The battle is on.
So who are the key players in this single powerful moment? Well, the verse introduces three main figures. And what's so cool is that it doesn't just name the heroes, it also names their specific conch shells. That's a huge clue right there that every single detail in this line matters. So here it is all laid out. You've got Krishna with his conch Panchajanya, but he's called by the title Hrishikesh. Then there's Arjun with his conch Devaduta, and he's called Dhananjaya. And finally, you have Bhim, blowing his conch Pandra, and he's described as Vrikodara. The key thing to notice is that these aren't their common names. They are very specific titles chosen for this exact moment.
And this brings us right to the heart of it. Why all the extra complexity? Why not just use their normal names? Well, it's because the author is being incredibly deliberate, choosing these specific titles to tell us something absolutely vital about each character. So let's start decoding. These aren't just labels, Think of them more like rich, descriptive titles, like little character summaries dropped right into the middle of an action scene. Okay, let's start with Arjun. He's called Dhananjaya. Now this title means winner of wealth, and we're not just talking about money, it's a shout out to his heroic past, a reminder that he's a proven champion who has brought riches and glory to his kingdom time and time again. Next up, Bhim. His first descriptor is Bhima Karma, which you can translate as one who performs Herculean tasks. This immediately paints a picture of his legendary, almost superhuman strength. This is the guy who gets the impossible jobs done. But wait, there's more. And this is what's so great. Bhim gets two titles. Right alongside his Herculean strength, he's also called Vrikodara, the voracious eater. I love this detail. It grounds his epic, larger-than-life persona with this very human, almost funny trait, his famous appetite. It just makes him so much more memorable.
All right, now we get to the most profound title in the whole verse. See, Arjun and Bhim's titles describe their actions and their personalities. But Krishna's title, Hrishikesh, well, that points to something much, much deeper. It's a core philosophical concept of the whole text.
So, what does Hrishikesh actually mean? It means the Lord of the mind and senses. Now, that's more than just a cool-sounding title. It's a major statement about his fundamental nature. The commentary on this verse really clarifies it for us. This title doesn't just mean Krishna has his own mind and senses under control. It means he is the sovereign master of everyone's mind and senses. So, in this moment of absolute chaos and sensory overload on the battlefield, he's presented as the one being in complete, perfect control. It's a powerful statement about his divinity. Okay, so let's zoom back out for a second. We started with what seemed like a simple line about three guys blowing horns. But just by decoding a few specific words, we've uncovered all these layers of meaning about their history, their personalities, and the deep philosophy at the very heart of the story.
And that is the main takeaway here. The power of this writing is just how dense it is. It's not just what is being said, but how it's being said. Every single word has a purpose, making this one little verse an absolute masterclass in efficient, powerful storytelling.
And really, if so much meaning can be intentionally packed into one ancient verse, it kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? What hidden depths, what unspoken stories or subtle meanings lie waiting inside the words that we choose to use every single day?